It's not funny. It's not. Because I said it before, like 5 Ezra Miller videos ago. I said Ezra Miller the actor is okay, but Ezra Miller the person needs some help. And it seems as though that's more or less coming to a head. Because I've more or less been calling for WB or Discovery or whoever's in charge at the moment to essentially just wash their hands of the Ezra Miller situation. And it seems as though that they're essentially reaching ahead. So let's jump over to what they've been talking about recently. So, what are they called? Warner Brothers Discovery? Warner Brothers Discovery, right? Going forward, they essentially see 3 scenarios for dealing with the Ezra Miller situation. And we're going to go through each of them and we're going to weigh some pros and cons. The first scenario, Warner's has received indications that the 29-year-old Miller, damn, he's that young, whose mother has accompanied the actor in recent days, will seek professional help after returning home to their farm in Vermont after being away. If that happens, Miller, who goes by they/them pronouns, could give an interview at some point explaining their erratic behavior over the past few years. The actor could then do limited press for The Flash, and the movie would open in cinemas as planned. So I call this the golden route. And what I mean by the golden route, it's essentially everyone gets what they want. Um, Warner Brothers gets to release their movie. Ezra Miller gets the help that he needs. And after getting the help that he needs, he continues forward being the Flash for whatever universe WB is attempting to set up going forward for the DCEU, right? There's about all of these are so valid as situations that could happen, but I would say that there's about a 50% chance that this is what's going to happen. It's the most likely scenario. Like I said, it's the best scenario for everyone. I can't see. I mean, I could see, but we'll circle back to it. But just remember, 50% chance that the first scenario is the one that happens, right? So the second scenario, even if Miller doesn't reach out for help, Warner's could still release the film, but don't expect Miller to play a prominent role in terms of marketing and publicity, nor would Miller be the Flash going forward, as the role would be recast in future projects. This is also the other likely scenario. I would say that there's a 45% chance that this scenario could also happen. I would say the most likely is one of the first two. Both of those are extremely likely. Extremely likely that Ezra will get help. And he will continue being the Flash going forward in whatever universe DC decides to cook up for us. I mean, WB decides to cook up for us. But it's also extremely likely that Ezra decides that he does not need help, and in so doing, Warner Brothers decides to wash their hands of the situation, and basically they release the movie, and at the end of the movie, there's a giant flashpoint, multiverse gets reset, and he is no longer the Flash going forward for future projects. And they bring in somebody new, Greg Gustin, if he's not too tired playing Flash. Um, the third situation, which I find to be the most unlikely, but there's also still a chance that it could happen, is with Miller. The situation with Miller deteriorates further. This would see Warner's killing the movie outright, as it couldn't not be reshot with a different actor. Miller plays multiple characters and is in almost every scene. Scrapping a $200 million film would be an unprecedented move. They scrapped a $100 million film in regards to Batgirl. So scrapping a $200 million film, if it means getting the DC brand on track, doesn't bother Warner Brothers Discovery. They'll just take the hit and then try and recoup their losses in something else. Or they will essentially take the hit and then try and recoup their losses on taxes, the same way they did for the Batgirl movie. Like I said, Batgirl was $90 million and the movie was 90% done. The Flash is complete, and they could just say, okay, we're not going to release the movie in theaters, like, at all, and we're just going to take the hit and make our money back on a tax break or a tax write-off, and then somewhere down the line once the situation with Ezra Miller has essentially cooled, they can like release it on demand or on HBO Max or something, for people to be able to eat up. This one is highly unlikely. I do not see them canceling this movie. Essentially, and one of the reasons why I say that, but then again, so I don't think that they're gonna cancel this movie. Um, but if you remember from Comic-Con, there really wasn't any Flash content there. Most of the Flash content there was most of the content there was Black Adam, which is one of the reasons why people said that the entire DC panel was garbage. There was barely any Flash stuff. It was mostly Black Adam. Would they pull the plug? Yes, because at this point in time, they're not seeing Ezra Miller as a bankable star. They would rather go with a bankable star such as Zachary Levi or The Rock. But with all the chaos that Ezra Miller has basically been doing, and the fact that he's been essentially rubbing the fans the wrong way, there's a high probability that WB just pulls the plug out of the wall. But like I said, it's a really, really low chance, like a really, really slim chance that that's the decision that they make. It'd be interesting if that was the decision that they made, but I don't see them pulling the trigger on the Flash film. Not like this anyway. I would more or less, like I said, the most likely scenario is scenario one, where Ezra gets help, and then after he gets help, he goes forward being the Flash, or he may just voluntarily step down as being the Flash. But then the other likely scenario is if he decides he does not need help and he can continue doing whatever the fuck he wants, that they just pull the plug in general in regards to their working relationship and his character in the DCU. And it's just like, okay, another domino falls. Because right now, the only one still standing in regards to anything that Zack Snyder originally built is Aquaman, is Jason Momoa with Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom. Gal Gadot, we have no idea if there's going to be a third Wonder Woman movie. She's signed on for a third one, but to be quite honest, I do not see WB Discovery making a third Wonder Woman movie with Gal Gadot, so her time as Wonder Woman may be over. Jason Momoa is still extremely bankable and likable, and the first Aquaman movie was good. So going forward, he's still there. Batgirl canceled, Supergirl canceled, the Green Lantern Corps movie canceled, Blue Beetle still hanging on, second Suicide Squad movie still hanging on, Peacemaker season 2, most of the stuff that James Gunn is doing off on the side still hanging on. I wouldn't put it past WB to pull the trigger on the Flash. Like I said, 5% chance. But with the moves that they've been making recently in regards to canceling all of these projects, some of them which have already begun, some of them which were almost done, and some of them which, if they decide to pull on this, are done, like, it wouldn't shock me at all. Like, they would just cancel the movie, pick up the film, toss it in the vault, and then call it a day. But yeah, this is wild. Like, I think I started this year saying that this may be the year of DC. I had no idea that DC would like spiral off of a cliff and burn in a crater the way in which it essentially has. But we'll see. Zaslav has been basically he's just been the Grim Reaper, just wiping out projects left and right. It wouldn't shock me if he decided to pull the trigger. But like I said, most likely scenario is he gets help. But with the way in which he's been moving, scenario number 2, where he decides not to get help and they just get rid of him entirely, is also plausible. So it's plausible that they release the movie with no affiliation to Ezra Miller in any way, shape, or form. Like, he's not invited to the premiere, he doesn't do any press, none of that. He is just done. But at the exact same time, they could look at that scenario where, okay, he's not doing press, he's not related to the movie in any way, shape, or form, we're just trying to push this movie out there, and they could go, you know what, fuck it, strike the entire thing, get rid of it. Possibility. That light off the entire time? I'll be damned. No wonder it was so damn dark. But yeah, we'll see. This Ezra Miller saga is just it's just insane. And it continues to be insane. And I can't wait until I can stop talking about it, because it aggravates my soul. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.